This is Math Unmasked for Unit 5, Lesson 7. Today we discussed using the area model to multiply both decimals and a review of how we use it for other numbers. So if we are taking 24 times 13, a way that we can visually set this up to help make it conducive to mental math, with many of our kids prefer to do, is we can think about this. If this was a room that was 24 by 13, right? We could partition this up into a room that was 20 for this part, and 4 for this part, and then 10 for this part, and 3 for this part. And what that does is it gives us 4 distinct areas. So this part, it measures 20 by 10. So this largest part that we have here would be worth 200, right? This skinny part here is 4 and 10. So 4 times 10 is 40. This part here is worth 20 by 3. So 20 times 3 is 60. And this part here is 4 by 3, which is equal to 12. Once I'm done, I can take those partial products, the parts of my multiplication, and put them together. So I have 200 plus 60 plus 40 plus 12. Many people may even be able to add those up in their head to get 312. Okay? So this is something that kids have been exposed to since 4th grade, and some real world applications, especially in the area of, if you think about measuring for carpet or tiling, things like that. We are also applying this to decimals now, right? So if I go ahead, I'm going to leave this one here, I'm going to move it over, and I rewrite these numbers as like 2.4 times 1.3, decimals similar to what you're seeing in your homework today, and do this area model. I can break this 2.4 into a 2 and a 0.4 and a 1 and a 0.3. And then breaking this apart can really help me with that understanding. So this part of the box becomes 1 times 2, which is obviously worth 2. This part of the box becomes 1 times 0.4. You know, anything times 1 is itself, so our partial product there is 0.4. This becomes 0.3 times 2, so I have 2 copies of 3/10, so my answer is 6/10. And then this little part over here becomes 0.4 times 0.3, which would equal 12/100ths, or 0.12. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my partial products together, being very careful to make sure I'm lining up my place values. And I can see that my answer becomes 3.12. Okay? This is just another way to multiply. If it's not your preferred algorithm, that's fine, but you do need to be able to understand it when you see other things represented this way, because like I said, since this has real world applications for a lot of geometrical usages that we do in real life, it is likely you may see something like this come across. So on our homework, we have a problem very similar to this. You are supposed to match up the sets of problems, so the work that is like here with the letter that goes with it. You are finding the area using the area model for parts 2. And then we do have a review of rate tables. So that was units 2 and 3. If you need to go back to those units to take a look at some of those videos to help you with it, feel free. Good luck.